welcome to the inaugural episode of Hawkie, Talkie. Yes, that is what I'm calling it. First and foremost, I want to thank everyone who submitted their name proposals for these videos. There were a lot of good ones, and it really helped the whole brainstorming session. I ended up falling on Hawkie, Talkie. I thought it was kind of fun sounding, and I just went with it. But seriously, I could have gone with any of the ones you guys submitted, so thank you very much for doing so. Anyhow, I want to focus this episode on the stretch run. The AllStar Game is over and done with, which means we are officially in playoff push mode. Speaking of the AllStar Game, the Central Division did not fare too well. They never really do in these AllStar Games. They lost their first game to the Pacific Division in the first round of the 3v3 tournament. They haven't advanced to the finals in every single year that this 3v3 tournament has existed, so it's kind of just more of the same. Patrick Kane, the lone Blackhawks All-Star, had a lot of shots in the single game that the Central Division played, but just could not find the back of the net. He hit the post, I think, once or twice, but just could not find the twine. Unfortunate for him, but he did also compete in the All-Star Skills competition, played in the puck control contest where he just could not find a way to beat Johnny Gaudreau's time in that. It would have been nice to see the contestants go more than once in that format, kind of like how they did in the hardest shot. It would have been interesting to see if those contestants would have learned from their first and done a little bit better in the second. It would have been interesting to see if Patty Kane could have bested that time by Johnny Gaudreau. Speaking of Patrick Kane, he had an interview with Mark Lazarus, the beat writer for the Chicago Blackhawks, where Patty Kane said if the Hawks are going to make the playoffs, they need to go on a run during this stretch, this final push for the playoffs. They need to go 23-10 right up there. That would bring them up to 99 points to finish the season. And if you look back at history, 99 points should be enough to make the playoffs. So if we look at all of the years since the latest NHL lockout in 2013, all the years that have the same divisions that we currently have, the Atlantic, the Metro, the Central, and the Pacific, we can see that the second wild card spot needed 87 points, 91 points, and 94 points. Unless we're talking about the 2014-2015 season, the latest Stanley Cup year for the Blackhawks, that year was peak Central Division Thunderdome. The Winnipeg Jets got the second wild card spot, the last playoff spot in the Western Conference, with 99 points. The Kings missed the playoffs with 95 points. That year was just insane. Now, Patrick Kane is no dummy. We know that he's a scholar of the game, and so when he says the Hawks need 99 points to make the playoffs, it's pretty obvious that he thinks the Central Division this year is once again at peak Thunderdome levels. And looking at the standings this year, it's pretty darn hard to argue. With 33 games left, the Hawks are in last place in the Central Division, but they're only 4 points out of the wild card spot. 4 points isn't a whole lot, especially with 33 games left to play. Now, if they keep playing like they have been playing, very inconsistently and with an awful record against their Central Division opponents, they're not going to get to 99 points. With that said, I actually really like the players that we have on this team. We have a boatload of young talent. They've shown glimpses of brilliance this season, but they are young and they make mistakes, and it's probably one of the reasons why they've been playing so inconsistently, pretty much trial by fire this whole season. But I don't see the need for the Hawks to really make a big splash at the deadline. I love the acquisition of Duclair, but I think that's really all we need to do in terms of a big move this season. This team, the way it is going to be the team that either makes a run or doesn't. And we're going to learn a lot from this team over the last couple of months here. It's going to be interesting, but if they find a way to play up to the level they're capable of, this is a team that can pull off a run like that. It would also help if Crawford came back at some point. Thanks for watching this inaugural episode of Hawkie Talkie. Let me know your thoughts on that name. I think it's fun, but I could be alone. Also, let me know your thoughts on the final 33 games of the season. How do you think it's going to play out? Do you think they're going to make the playoffs, or do you think they're going to fall flat? Let me know down in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe, but most importantly, stay safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you next time.